Good evening, good afternoon, YouTube. How y'all doing today? Welcome back for another episode. So today I'll be teaching y'all how to see without using your eyes, how to talk without using your mouth, and how to hear without using your ears. Please pay attention, take heed, and please do the exercise. It's very important to do the exercise. I'm a tattoo artist. I'm here to teach the little homies how to use your head. After KSR1 teaches you this, I will teach you how I used it in real life and what I did to make a change and how it's working. So please pay attention.
Do the exercise, we're going to say rock star to ourselves without opening our mouths, without saying anything outside. We're going to say this to ourselves. We're going to say rock star to ourselves. Don't say it out loud at the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so before we go on, right, I don't want y'all to just watch. I want y'all to really do this exercise. Please, this exercise is very important. There's a reason. It's simple and it will open up portals that you won't even imagine, right? Anyone could do it. Anyone could learn. It's common sense. Please pay attention, man. Buckle your seatbelts. Don't be a dummy.
Okay. Now the question to ask, if you've said rock star in your mind, the question to ask is, what voice is that? What voice is that?
So did you say rock star? So if you didn't, stop real quick, and I want you to say rock star, and I want you to say it as loud and as twisted and as funny as possible, like than you ever have before in your whole life, right? I want you to hear thunder coming down as you say it, rock star, right? And I want you to say it real twisted and crazy, as loud as you can, but in your head. Say it in your head. Don't say it out loud. Your neighbors or someone will be thinking you're tripping, right? Pay attention.
What voice just spoke? You just said rock star without moving your mouth at all. On top of that, you on top of saying rock star, you heard yourself say rock star. How can you hear yourself say rock star and no vibration of sound has happened?
Just think about that, right? This is going to prove a whole bunch that people don't even pay attention to, and everybody got it.
See, this puts a different perspective on what sound actually is. And what memory is. Memory's not in the brain, memory's in the soul. The only thing you take with you after this life is your memories or your knowledge, your experiences. That's the only thing you take.
So that right there, I'll try to bring the facts, and that right there, I would say is more like a personal opinion. Like everyone got their own belief systems. So right on to him. That's his personal belief. I'm not saying it's mine. It could make sense. That's his theory. He's a real knowledgeable person, but I believe that's personal, and I try to bring facts. So let's keep to the facts.
Unless you study Egypt culture, they believe you can take all this stuff with you on the other side. Just as a side note. But if you said rock star in your mind or in your being is the true answer, is the true statement. In your being, what was that voice? What was the voice that spoke and then you heard yourself speaking? But these ears did not hear you say anything because your mouth didn't move. So the ears didn't hear it, the mouth did not move, but you spoke and you heard yourself speaking.
So if you ask me, what I would say would be 10 years ago, I'd have said, oh, yeah, that's your imagination, that's your mind playing tricks on you or whatever. But, just pay attention, keep watching, y'all.
If you close your eyes, you can see this better. If you close your eyes and put this image in another sight, if you close your eyes, you can still see this. What is the sight that can see your future? These two eyes don't see the future. These two eyes don't see the past. Yet you can see your past and you can see your future.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? You know, think about it. Stay on page with them, y'all. It's easy. Please understand, anyone could figure this out.
You can actually see your past. What is the sight that can see beyond time? Don't give it away.
I feel like that's going back to what Einstein was talking about with dimensions and the fourth and fifth dimension, etc.
What is this? This is an ancient meditation. This is an ancient meditation that I am not the flesh. I am the energy, the consciousness, the being in the flesh. And this is proof. This is no faith. This is not religion. This is actual fact. You can speak without moving your mouth. You can hear without ears. You can see without eyes. So what happens when these eyes, this mouth, and this ear drops off into the grave? These other senses are all you're left with. Death is an illusion. Once you realize this, you live your life more courageously. Now, no one wants to die before their time, so you try to protect yourself. But know that this body is the limitation of you.
Are y'all understanding it yet? Right? And like I said, at the end of this video, I'll explain to you how I incorporate what he's saying into my life 5 years ago. And that's why I'm coming back to make a video about it now.
It is not your zenith. It is not your ultimate. Your ultimate is that voice that just said Rockstar. That voice that just said Rockstar without nothing physical moving, that person is immortal.
He's telling you to use your mind. That thought that you hear, that voice you hear, where's that come from? When you, oh, I got to get up for work today, when you're laying there in bed, oh, I don't want to get up, that type of stuff, that voice. He's talking about that voice being immortal. That's an inner being voice. Now keep up with it, please.
That person is not here with you. Let's go deeper. The body is in, what is it, 3 dimensions, right? Forward, back, right, left, up, down.
So we're in the 3rd dimension, right? So if we lived in the 2nd dimension, we wouldn't see the 3rd dimension. If we lived in the 1st dimension, we wouldn't see the 2nd or the 3rd dimension. So we live in the 3rd dimension, so we got control over the 2nd and 1st. But what about the dimensions we can't see?
And time. 4th dimension. 3 dimensions plus time. That's our physical reality. Front, back, right, left, up, down. That's 3D plus time.
That's 4th dimension.
What happened to in and out? Look at the East. Look at the English thought. Back, forth, right, left, up, down. No in and out.
Okay, brother.
No in and out. What is in and out? Rockstar. Rockstar says, I exist without the body. So where is this other existence? Where is it?
Where's it coming from, y'all? Think about it. This is how you learn. This is how you mold yourself into becoming a better person. Just pay attention, please.
Not here. It's not in 3-dimensional space where you really are. The person that said this is in a whole different dimension. Just switch a little bit. Talk to yourself more. Affirm to yourself more.
That's why I tell people talking to yourself is a good thing. Even answering yourself is a good thing. That's how you come up with the plan. That's how you prepare yourself for big speeches. That's how you learn things. Just think about it, man. It's not hard, but for a lot of people, it's hard. 90% of the people on this world, it is hard.
Don't move none of this. No, close this down and go within and say, I am the greatest ... ever. I have all my needs coming with speed. I am a being of love and light and knowledge. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Right. So if you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you? Right. So that's kind of where that comes from, right? Just
Whatever it is, have your affirmation on your tongue. Or, sorry, in your being.
in your being, right? In your soul.
Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Before there was a body, there was this voice traveling in this voice's dimension. To get here to the earth, the inner voice created this outer extension of itself to be in this dimension. Once you realize that you are not just in this dimension, but you're also in another dimension, you now are free. Because whatever happens to you here in this dimension is not your only reality. See, this is how Jesus was able to get beaten and brutalized and hang on the cross. He wasn't here. He was the rock star.
Rockstar.
Inside, he went to the inner man.
Rockstar.
Do what you want with the body. I'm not here. Now, once you realize that level of consciousness, where you are officially, you identify yourself as the spirit, not the flesh. You are the inner voice, not the outer voice.
So that's when people be like, oh, I've woken up or I've awoken. You know, people say, oh, I hate people who awoke people and stuff like that. Some people, this is how you wake up, y'all. This is how you get that third eye, as some people call it. You know what I mean? Call it whatever you want, but it is important for you to know what this man is speaking about. KRS-One, if you guys don't know who he is, there wouldn't be no rap if it wasn't for this dude and his clique of homies and a couple other people, you know. They invented hip hop and it went a way he didn't want it to go. He's very knowledgeable.
Once you become the inner voice, now your outer voice has power. Now when you speak, it's not just a shell speaking. There's a being speaking through the shell. And this is where you heal all sickness in your body. This is where you command reality to work with you, and it works according to your consciousness. Why? Because it's not a shell that's speaking. There's a real being in the shell that is speaking. And when the real being speaks, all nature and the universe responds.
Now, think about that, man. Take 1 second to think about what he says. That voice within, right? So, quick little story. Growing up, I used to self-destruct. And before I would self-destruct and try to start a ride or something, because I was a little baby kid, I would pump myself up in my head, psych myself out. Oh yeah, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. He got my people. I gotta get him. Next you know, I got him. So I was taking that energy and putting it in the wrong way. I wasn't conscious. I wasn't aware that I was speaking it into existence. I was manifesting it, as they would say. It don't matter your religion, your background, your color. Everybody got this, and everybody needs to be more conscious, right? So when I first heard this, I was like, dang, man, you know, the bird got a good point. So I started applying it in real life. 5.5 years ago, I was drinking alcohol gang banging and self-destructing, I started speaking to myself more after I heard this video for the first time. I started changing. I started analyzing people. Man, to this day, I've lived in the same house for 5.5 years. And people that were like brothers to me don't even know where I live, and they don't come around. And I'm a tattoo artist that tattoos on the whole city. Everybody knows where I live. So it don't make sense for me. It just don't make sense that people don't support me when you're doing good, but when you're doing bad, you'll have a lot of people. And that inner being will get you messed up if you don't use it correctly, right? So I started telling myself, my inner being, I don't need to drink alcohol. And I started picturing everything as a poison bottle, the little poison bottle. And I felt like if I put this alcohol into my body, I'm poisoning myself. And why would I want to poison myself and my cells and my atoms and everything that I'm made of? My body is supposed to be pure. And when I started thinking like that and having more conversations with myself, even though it sounds crazy, I started coming together, coming with a better plan, and then a better plan, and then living healthier and eating healthier and making more money. Please be aware. Please be conscious. Please tap in with Tantrum. I need all the watch time I could get. I'm not used to talking to the camera to nobody. So the reactions will get better, y'all. The videos will be better. The editing will get better. I will get better every video, God willing. Y'all stay blessed. Remember to never give up. There's always a story. And you got to find that inner being to come out. And once you found out that inner being, no one can stop you. They're going to judge you no matter if you're burning Bibles or if you're selling them. So that tells you do what you got to do, right? But be conscious, be good hearted, and take care of your family. God bless.